शिरमुकुट कुण्डल तिलक चारु उदार अंग विभूषणम्
शिरमुकुट कुण्डल तिलक चारु उदार अंग विभूषणम्
एक बार बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. 1, 2. All right, put our class hands, close eyes, bow heads. As we offer salutations this morning, we perform the Shanmasik Shraddh. Shanmasik refers to the 6-month Shraddh, what we roughly call to the half point in the yearly Shraddh, the Varshik Shraddh, together with the gifting of the cow divided in the Gow Dhan. This morning, indeed, blessed are we to be able to join with members of the family as we remember our dear sister Vidya, Asha as we refer to her, and one who has lived a very noble, very virtuous life. And this morning, her brother joins with us. To all of you who are joining us this morning over the live stream as well, we want to take the opportunity to welcome you as we invoke the grace and the blessings of Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Om apavitra pavitro va sarvavasthangato va yah smaret pundarekaksham sabahya abhyantara suche yam brahma varunendra rodamaruta shturvanti divyashtavai vedai sanga padakramopanishadai gayanti yam samaga dhyanavashtitadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yogino Yasyantam na vidasurasurgana devaya tasmai namo namaha bodhipa brahmarupa tvahyandika nivaraka imam maya kritam sradham rakshatvam sarvato dishaha namo namaste govinda purana purushottam idam sradham rishikesha rakshatvam sarvato dishaha Purve rakshato varaha अग्नियां गरुध्वज दक्षिणे पद्मनाभस्तु नैऋत्यां मधुसूदन पश्चिमे चैव गोविन्दो वायव्यां तु जनार्दन उत्तरे श्रीधरारक्षेति ईशाने तु महेश्वरा ऊर्ध्वं रक्षतो धाता होयन् अनन्दो रक्षतो एवं दशादिशो रक्षे वासुदेव जनार्दन प्राच्यै अवाच्यै प्रतीच्यै उदीच्यै अन्तरिक्षाय भूम्यै नमः अयोध्या मथुरा माया काशी काञ्ची अवन्तिका पुरी द्वारवती गेया सप्तैतमोक्षदायक सप्तधाम स्थिरो भव ओम कूशमूले स्थितो ब्रह्मा कूशमध्ये जनार्दन कूशाग्रे शङ्करो देव स्तेनश्यतो पातकं श्रीकूशाग्रेभ्यो नमो नमः ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ये रूपाणि प्रतिमुञ्चमान असुरा सन्त स्वध्याय चरन्ति परापुरो निपरो ये भरन्त्य अग्निष्वाटान् लोकात् प्रदु अस्मात् ओम अपाहता सुरारक्षगुं वेदेशदः श्राद्धभूम्यै नमः भगवत्यै गयायै नमः भगवत्यै गदाधरायै नमः ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय offer. Pandit Ji will show you where you offer. And now we perform pujan to make sankalp, to honor and to worship. Yes. And take her name. Hari Om Vishnu 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 Brahmano Dvitiya Padade Shri Shwetabar Kalpe Vaivasvat Manmantare Ashtavinchati Tame Kalyoge Kalipratam Charan Charane Trinadadeshe Gramushtithau, the address here, Punyakshetre Baudhe Avatare Vartamane Yathanam Rakshasa Sambatsara Dakshinayan Ashad Mase Krishna Pakshe Trayodashi Tithau Ravivar रोहिणी नक्षत्र सूर्य ओम अमुक कृष्ण पक्षे योगो करने सूल योग वनिज करण अमुक राशि स्थिति सूर्य मिथुन शशांक से वृषभ राशि स्थिति यथा यथा राशि स्थानिष्ठेषु कश्यप गोत्र नाम विद्या आशा कश्यप गोत्रस्य आशा प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व निवारणार्थम असद्रगति विनाशार्थम सद्रगति प्राप्त्यर्थम च शानमासिक श्राद्ध ओम विष्णु भगवान पूजम अश्य शक्ति सहित सत्येश पूजम विश्वदेव पूजम पितृगण पूजनम अथा श्री पिंडदान पूजनम हवन तर्पणम च अहम करिष्ये से ओम श्री कृष्ण अर्पणम नवम पिंडम ओम श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः अस्य प्राण प्रतिष्ठन्तु अस्य प्राणक्षरन्तु च अस्य देवत्वं मरचाय मामहीति चकश्यम् इदं विष्णु विचक्रमे त्रेरानिर्देपदं समूदम् अस्य पागुंशुरे स्वाहा कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः श्रीष्यते लक्ष्मी शपथकन्या बहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपमश्विनौ व्यातमिखन्नकां ब्रह्मादिदेवेभ्यो नमो नमः ध्यानम् आवाहनम् आसनं समर्पयामि उष्णोदकं निर्मलं च सर्वसौगन्धसंयुतं पादप्रक्षालनाय दत्तं ते प्रतिगृह्यताम् अर्घ्यं गृहाण देवेश गन्धपुष्पाक्षतः सह करुणाकार्मे देव गृहन्नर्घ्यं नमस्तुते सर्वतीर्थसमायुक्तं सुगन्धिं निर्मलं जलमाचम्यता मया देव गृहान् परमेश्वर नमोऽस्त्वनन्ताय सहस्रमूर्ते सहस्रपादाक्षिशिरोर्बाहवे सहस्रनामने पुरुषाय शाश्वते सहस्रकोटियुगधारिणे नमो नमः ओम सर्वभूषादिके सौम्यलोकलज्जानि वार्णे मयोपपादिते तुभ्यं ग्रयतं वासिसे शुभे ओम श्री वासस्याय नमो नमः। श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। सर्वभूषादिके सौम्यलोकलज्जानिवारणे मयोपपादिते तुभ्यं प्रियतं वाससे शुभे वासस्याभ्यो नमो नमः। यज्ञोपवीतं परमं पवित्रं प्रजापतिर्यत्साजं पुरस्तादायुष्यं अग्रं प्रतिमुञ्च शुभ्रं यज्ञोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः यज्ञसूत्रायभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। ओम श्री गोविंदाय नमो नमः। श्रीखंडचंदनम दिव्यं गंधार्यो सोमनोहरम विलेपनं सुरश्रेष्ठ चंदनं प्रति गृह्यताम् चंदनं वंदितं नित्यं पवित्रं पापनाशनं मापदं हरते नित्यं लक्ष्मीर्वसतु सर्वदा। अभीरं च गुलालं च हरिद्रादि समन्वितां नानापरिमलं द्रव्यं गृहान् परमेश्वर नमो भगवते वासुदेव। ओम श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। अबीरं च गुलालं च हरिद्रादि समन्वितां नानापरिमलं द्रव्यं गृहान् परमेश्वरः। ओम श्वेततण्डुलं समर्पयामि। श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। अबीरं च गुलालं च हरिद्रादि समन्वितां नानापरिमलं द्रव्यं गृहान् परमेश्वरः। ओम श्री परमात्मा क्षताशा सुरश्रेष्ठा कुमकुमाक्तु सुशोभितं मया निवेदितं भक्त्या गृहान् परमेश्वर। श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। काण्डात् काण्डप्रदोहन्ति परुषः परुषस्परे एवानो दुर्वे प्रतनु सहस्रेण शतेन च। ओम श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। ओम जटपुरकं व्यदो खरदाभ्यकल्पयं मुखं किमस्यासित् किं बाहु किमुरुपादा उच्यते। ओम श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। माल्यादि सुगन्धेनि मालित्यादीनि वै प्रभो मया हृतानि पूजार्थं पुष्पाणि प्रतिगृह्यताम्। श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। ओम यत्पुरुकं व्यरदो करदाभ्यकल्पयं मुखं किमस्यासित् किं बाहु किमुरुपादा उच्यते। श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। वनस्पतेरसुर्बुदो गन्धार्यो गन्धोतमाग्र्य सर्वदेवानां धूक्षोदं प्रति दह्यतां। श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। आद्याश्रादिभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। नैवेद्यं गृह्यतां देव भक्तिं मे अचलां कुरु इप्सितं मे वरं देहि परत्र चाप परां गतिं। श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। नैवेद्यं गृह्यतां देव भक्तिं मे अचलां कुरु। श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। श्री गोविंदाय नमो नमः। श्री विष्णवे इदं फलं मया देव स्थापितं पुरतस्तव तेन मे सफलवाप्तिर्भवे जन्मनि जन्मनि। ओम श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। श्री जन्मनिभ्यो देवताभ्यः पितृभ्यः च महायोगिभ्यः एव च नमः। स्वाहायै स्वधायै नमो नमः। श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। इदं फलं मया देव स्थापितं पुरतस्तव तेन मे सफलवाप्तिर्भवे। श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। श्री गोविंदाय नमो नमः। श्री हिरण्यगर्भ समवर्तताग्रे भूतस्य जाता पतिरेता आसीत् सदाधार पृथिवीं द्यामुते मां कस्मै देवा यः विशा विधेम श्री हविषा विधेमाभ्यो नमो नमः। ॐ सशङ्खचक्रं सकिरीटकुण्डलं सपेतवस्त्रं सरसर्वेक्षणं सहारवक्षस्थलकौस्तुभश्रियं नमामि विष्णुं शिरसा चतुर्भुजं शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिविरध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं। कृष्ण कृष्ण कृपालु त्वं मगतीनां गतिर्भव संसारनवमग्नानां प्रसीदा पुरुषोत्तमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। एक बार बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। शरणम। ओम श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। यमाय त्वांगिरस्वते पितृमते स्वाहा स्वाहा घर्माय स्वाहा घर्म पित्रे। फर्स्ट वन, नेक्स्ट वन। आगच्छन्तु महाभाग विश्वदेव महाबला ये यत्र विहिता श्राद्धे सावधाना भवन्तु ते। And the last one. पितॄनावाहयिष्ये ऊषन्तस्त्वनिधीमह्य ऊषन्तसमधीमहि ऊषन्नूषतावाह पितॄनत्वे अथवे। ओम ध्यानम् आवाहनम् आसनं समर्पयामि ध्यावन् आवाहनमासनं ते स्वधा। श्री परमात्मने पाद अर्घ्यम आचमन्यम जलम स्नानं समर्पयामि जलम स्नानं ते स्वधा। ओम पंचामृतं समर्पयामि पंचामृतं ते स्वधा। ओम गंगे च यमुना चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिंधु कावेरी जलेऽस्मिन् कर्तुं कुरु। प्रिय परमात्मने नमो नमः। ओम वस्त्रम् उपवस्त्रं तेभ्यः स्वधा नमः। ओम यज्ञोपवीतं परमं पवित्रं प्रजापतिर्यत्सहजं पुरस्तादायुषं अग्रं प्रतिमुञ्च शुभ्रं यज्ञोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः। यज्ञसूत्रेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीखण्डचन्दनं दिव्यं गन्धाद्यो सोमनोहरं विलेपनं सुरश्रेष्ठचन्दनं प्रतिगृह्यताम्। श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। अबीरं च गुलालं च हरिद्रादि समन्विताम् नानापरिमलं द्रव्यं गृहान् परमेश्वरः। ॐ सिन्धूरं शोभनं रक्तं सौभाग्यशुकवर्धनं शुभदं कामदं चैव सिन्धूरं प्रतिगृह्यताम्। सिन्धूरं तेभ्यः स्वधा नमः। अक्षताशा सुरश्रेष्ठा कुङ्कुमोक्तो सुशोभितं मया निवेदिता भक्त्या गृहान् परमेश्वरः। श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। ओम खांडात खांडा प्रदोहन्ति परुषः परुषस्पति एवानु दुर्वे प्रतनो सहस्रेण शतेन च। ओम श्री शतेन चाय नमो नमः। जटपुरकं व्यरधो कटदा विकल्पयं मुखं किमस्यासत् किं भावो किमुपाधा उच्यते। श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। श्री विष्णवे नमो नमः। श्री गोविंदाय नमो नमः। ओम श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। वनस्पतेरसुर्बुदो गन्धादो गन्धोतमाग्रय सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यतां साचं च वर्ते संयुक्तं वैनायोजितं मया दीपं गृहाण देवेश त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहम्। ओम पादर्घ्यमाचमन्यं जलम् Sri Parameshwaraya Namo Namaha. Agnimide Purohitam Yagyasya Devaritvyajam Otaram Ratnaratamam Om Bhurbhasva Naivedyam Samarpayami Kavivadadev Pitara Naivedyam Te Swada Om Idam Bhalam Maya Deva Stapitam Bhurtastava Tena Me Safalavaptir Bhave Janmane Janmani Ya Phalini Ya Pala Pushpaya Pushpani Brihaspatir Prasotasta No Muncha Tva Gwanghasaha Achmanyam Samarpayami Hiranyagarbha Garbhastam Hemavejam Vivavaso Ananta Punya Paladam Mataha Shantara Prayacha Me Drabyam Dakshanam Tebhyah Swata Namaha Om Shri Parameshwaraya Namo Namaha. And take in hands now to seek blessings from Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Om Adhya Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Pretaya Adhya Shradhe Pretasya Idam Om Idam Pindadanam Bhagwan Sri Krishna Tubhyam Aham Sampradade. Touch it and touch to your forehead. Right, good son. Om Agni Dagdashaye Kule Dagda Kule Mamadip. Jiva Pyar Kule Mama Bhumao Dattena Triptyantu Triptam Yantu Param Gatim Bikaraya Pindam Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam Idam Chidam Idam Nidam Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Alright, good. Kushasanam Kushat Om Kushatmakasanam Maya Diyate. Just touch each one. Take this one, two fingers and touch each one. Kushatmakamasanam Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Kushatmakamasanam Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Kushatmanamārvante apāhata surārikshe gwang vedishadaha idam chatram dadami om ihaloke paritajya gatosi manasa manasa vayurupena kushe tvam viniyojaye om apāhata surārikshe gwang sevedishadaha pratyamane janjalani maya diyate Tavo Patishtitam Pratyavane Janjalani Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam Travani Maya Nikshvate Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Right? And now you take each one when I tell you. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Adhya Shradhe Pratham Pakshe Nimite Kate Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. For the first month. Adhya Mukho Gotrasya Mupretasya Ma Shiksha Nimitame Kate Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Now Shri Pakshi, 3 fortnights. Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Tripakshika Nimitame Kate Maya Diyate Pindo Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. For 2 months. Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Dvitiya Mashik Nimitame Kate Pindo Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Now for 3 months. Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Tritiya Mashik Shad Nimitame Kate Pindo Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Now for 4 months. Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Chaturtam Masik Shad Nimitame Kate Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. For 5 months. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Panchama Masik Shad Nimitame Kate Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. For the 5.5 month. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Unshan Masik Shad Nimitam Ekate Pindo Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. And then for the 6th month, which is this occasion. कश्यप गोत्रस्य आशाप्रेतस्य शानमासिकसारनिमित्तमेकते पिण्डो मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम्. And so each pinda is touching the kush grass, right? Total of 9 pindas, 3, 6, 9, yes. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Adha Shradhe Pretasya Idam. Om Idam Nidam Pindo Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Idam Nidam Pindo Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Idam Nidam Pindo Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Apo Hishta Mayo Bostan Urje Daratan Mahedanaya Chakshase Yo Vahashivatamodastastasya Bhajayate Ushatadeva Matara Tasmadangamamo Yasya Chayaya Jinvata Apo Janayata Chana. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Adya Shradhe Pretasya Idam Nidam Pindu Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Te Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Shanno Devidabhishta Apo Bhavantu Pitaye Shanyo Tavi Sravantu Nah. Kashyap Gotraya Asha Pretaya Adya Shradhe Pretasya Om Idam Nidam Pindu Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Adha Shradhe Etani Gritam Te Pindu Te Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Pindu Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Etarne Archani Te Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Water. Sprinkle. Etanu Archani Te Maya Di Itya Anya Archani Archanani Te Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Om Madho Ataritaya Te Madho Charandi Sindhava Madhvirna Sandokade Madhunuktamuto Shaso Madhumata Parthiva Gung Rajaha Madhidadastu Napitaha Madhuma Anno Vanaspatir Madhuma Astasurya Madhvirgavo Bhavantunaha. Om Madhu Madhu Madhu. Om Adya Shade Etanya Madhun Te Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Vasram. Om Sri Paramatmane Namo Namaha. Adhyam Gotrasya Kashyap Gotraya Asha Pretaya Adya Shradhe Pretasya Idam Vasram Urnachadam Vasram Pindu Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Om Yuva Shuvasha Pariveta Gatsu Sriyan Bhavati Jayamanaha Tam Dirasa Kavayonayante Swadho Manasa Devayanta. Om Adya Gotras Kashyap Gotraya Asha Vidya Pretaya Adya Shradhe Pretasya Idam Vasram Urnachada Vasram Pindu Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Shanmasik Shrad Pindu Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Om Yagyopavitam Paramam Pavitram Prajapatiryat Sahajam Purastata Yusham Agram Pratimuncha Shubram Yagyopavitam Balamastu Teja Adya Gotraha Gotrasya Pretaya Sri Yagyopavitam Pindu Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Yuva Shuvasha Parivita Gatsu Sreyan Bhavati Jayamanaha Tam Dirasa Kavaya Unnayanti Swadyo Manasa Devayantaha Yagyopavitam Paramam Pavitram Prajapatir Yat Sahajam Purasata Yusham Agram Pratimuncha Shubram Yagyopavitam Balamastu Tejaha. Om Kashyap Gotraya आशा प्रेताय आध्याश्रादे प्रेतस्य इदं यज्ञोपवीतं ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितां यज्ञोपवीतं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् ओम यज्ञोपवीतं परमं पवित्रं प्रजापतिर् यत्सहजं पुरस्तादायुष्यम् अग्रं प्रतिमुञ्च शुभ्रं यज्ञोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् ओम कश्यप गोत्राय आशा प्रेताय आध्याश्राधे प्रेतस्य प्रेतस्य गंधम मया दीयते इदं गंधम ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितां गंधम पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् ओं त्वां गन्धर्वकंस्त्वां इन्द्रस्त्वां बृहस्पते त्वामोकरे सोमो राज विद्वन्यक्षमादं मुचतः पिण्डस्ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितां गन्धं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् ॐ गन्धद्वारा दुरादर्शां नित्यपुस्तां करीशनीम् ईश्वरीं सर्वभूतानां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् ॐ कश्यप गोत्राय विद्या आशा प्रेताय आध्याश्रादे प्रेतस्य इदं गन्धं पिण्डस्ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् हरिद्रं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितां कश्यप गोत्रस्य आशा प्रेतस्य आध्याश्राधे सिन्दूरं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितां सिन्दूरं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितां सिन्दूरं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् आध्याश्राधे पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितां गन्धद्वारा दुरादर्शां नित्यपुस्तां करीशनीम् ईश्वरीं सर्वभूतानां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् पिण्डस्ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् ओम अक्षतं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते ओं त्वां गन्धर्वकंस्त्वां इन्द्रस्त्वां बृहस्पते त्वामोकदे सोमो अक्षतं कश्यप गोत्राय आशा प्रेताय आध्याश्रादे प्रेतस्य इदम् अक्षतं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् इदम् अक्षतं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् कश्यप गोत्रस्य आशा प्रेताय आध्याश्रादे प्रेतस्य इदं पितृप्रियं भृङ्गराजपत्रं दुर्वङ्कर सहित पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते सर्व ओकदि पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् ॐ अश्वतेवो निषदनं परमेवो वसतिष्कृता गोभाजित कीलसत् यत्सनवत पुरुषं या ओकदे पूर्वदेवेभ्याश्रुयुगं पुरामने बभ्रूनामहं शतं दामानि सप्त च इदं पितृप्रियं भृङ्गराजपत्रं दुर्वङ्करो सहित प्रेतस्य इदं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितामाध्याश्रादे पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् कश्यप गोत्रस्य विद्यप्रेताय आध्याश्रादे प्रेतस्य इदं श्वेतपुष्पं पिण्डोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् ओम इदं श्वेतपुष्पं ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् इदं श्वेतपुष्पं ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् पितृभ्यः स्वद्धायेभ्यः स्वद्धा नमः पितामहेभ्यः स्वद्धायेभ्यः स्वद्धा नमः प्रपितामहेभ्यः स्वद्धायेभ्यः स्वद्धा नमः अक्षन् पितरो मीमदन्त पितरो ते तृपन्त पितरा शुण्डध्वम् ओम या ओकदे प्रतिमोदद्ध पुष्पवती प्रसूवरे अश्वैव स जित्वरे बीरूधं प्रेतस्य इदं श्वेतपुष्पं ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। इदं प्रेतस्य इदं धूपोऽयं दीपयं पिन्दस्ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। ॐ जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। इदं अन्नं पिन्दोति मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। अद्यामुको गोत्रस्य आशा प्रेताय ओम आध्याश्राद्धे मिश्रित नैवेद्यम तुलसी पत्रम सहित ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। श्रीपरदम ऊर्जं वहन्त्यमृतं घृतं वय किलालस्परिसुतं स्वधास्त तर्पयत मे पितॄन्। ओम श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। पिंडस्ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। अन्नपतेन स्यनो देहनमिव स्य शुक्मिनी प्रप्रदातारं तारीकमूर्जे देहि द्विपदे चतुष्पदे अद्या प्रत्यवने निक्षुते। प्राणपान व्यानुस्दान एतानि अर्च अन्यम पिंडोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। या फलिनीरापला पुष्पयाश पुष्पने बृहस्पतिर्प्रसूतास्ता नो मुञ्च त्वग्वंहसः। श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। अध्यामुकुगोत्राय अध्यागोत्रः कश्यप आशा प्रेताय आध्याश्राद्धे पिंडोपरि एतन्नर्चानि पुंगिफलं ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। अनपातदक्षमय पूर्वतिष्ठताम् मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। ओम अध्यामुको गोत्र कश्यप गोत्राय शप्रेताद्याश्राद्धे पिंडोपरि एतन्य पुंगिफलं पिंडोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। पिंडोपरि मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। या फलिनीरापला पुष्पयाश पुष्पने बृहस्पतिर्प्रसूतास्ता नो मुञ्च त्वग्वंहसः। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। ओम आचमन्यम एतान्य आचमन्याय पिंडस्ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। अद्यागु कश्यप गोत्रस्य आशा प्रेतस्य दत्ते तद्द अन्नपानादिमक्षयम् उपतिष्ठताम्। द्रव्यम दक्षम touchpinda. And rest it on after. हिरण्यगर्भ समवर्तताग्रे भूतस्य जाता पतिरेका आसित सदाधार पृथिवीं द्यामुतेमा कस्मै देवाय विशा विधेमा। कश्यप गोत्राय आशा प्रेताय दत्ते तद्द अनपानादिकम् अक्षयम् उपतिष्ठताम्। ओम द्रव्य दक्षिणं तेभ्य मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। पिंडो जलधारा दुग्धारा गिफ्ट ऑफ द मिल्क। ओम कश्यप गोत्राय आशा प्रेत आध्याश्राद्धे पिंडे अत्र प्रत्यवने निक्षते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। ऊर्जं वहन्तिरमृतं घृतं पयः कीलालं परिश्रुतं स्वद्धास्तर्पयत मे पितॄन्। ओम ऊर्जं वहन्तिरमृतं घृतं पयः कीलालं परिश्रुतं स्वद्धास्तर्पयत मे पितॄन्। कश्यप गोत्राय आशा प्रेते आध्याश्राद्ध पिंडे atra adhyasrada pinde atra pratyavane nikshvate maya diyate tavo patishtitam payodhara jalodhada pindo parimaya diyate tavo patishtitam Umivedantabhyo namo namah Akshardhara jalodhara pindo parimaya diyate tavo patishtitam Adhya gotraya Asha pretaya Atya pratyamani nikshvatete maya diyate tavo patishtitam Shanama sikshad maya diyate tavo patishtitam Om namo bhagavate Vasudevaya Om namo bhagavate Vasudevaya Om namo bhagavate Vasudevaya Om namo bhagavate Vasudevaya. Right. Take flowers in hand. And take in hands now. मध्यम षोडशी बाद तथा उत्तम षोडशी के पूर्व आध्या श्राद्ध करना चाहिए. When the 12 days Bandara elapse, so what 12 or 13 day Bandara, that's called Madhyam Shodashi. Where is called Bandara? And so Madhyam Shodashi Bad, it pass, Tata Uttam Shodashi Purva. But before you approach the Uttam means yearly Bandara. Before you approach that, Adhya Shrad, Adhya means half. Halfway in the junction, there is a Shrad that is performed, Karna Chahiye. This is what we call the 6 months. So this is called Adhya Shrad. Adhya Shrad means a halfway month, or sometimes we say Shanamasik. Shan means 6 month Shrad. Why? Because it is this stop, the Baitarani, has to be traversed. Hindu Dharma is very clear on the transition of the Jivatma when it progresses out of the body and into the hereafter. Unlike any other pathway, Hindu religion or Hindu Dharma outlines in great detail what steps are undertaken until the Jivatma attains either one of 2 states, moksha, or what is called via the pathway of Pitri, that is called Videha Mukta, or one can get mukti out of the rites. So these are what are outlined, what is mentioned in Hindu scriptures. And as such, all of these rites help to move the Jivatma into a status of that which is called Pitri, or Pitrihood. And from Pitri, it escapes gradually through progression. It escapes the cycle of birth and death. During the movement of the Jivatma, the soul, from the time of exiting the body until it shall attain its true and eventual state or purpose, which is usually a period of 1 year, then is when it is recommended that all of these auxiliary rites be done. Meaning, on the occasion of 6 months, if one can afford it, if the family can afford it. Each of these pindas are placed at different junctions. When I was reading for you just now, I would have mentioned Pratam Adhya Shradhe, Pratam Paksh. Pratam Paksh means first fortnight, 15 days. Ek Mas, 1 month. Tripakshe means 3 fortnights, 1 month and a half. Dvitiya Mas, Dvitiya means 2 months. Tritiya Masik, 3 months. Chaturth means 4 months. Panchama Masik, 5 months. Un Shan Masik. Shan Masik means 6. Un Shan means the halfway point between 5 and 6. So Sanskrit uses different terms. So that's his 5.5 month. And then Shana Masik. Shana means the 6 months. So if you were to check, we didn't use 16 pinda, we used 9 pinda. Because that is where the Jivatma, the traveling reaches. It Yes, it ain't reached the other cities yet, so you don't offer pindars for where it ain't reached yet. Then there will be one for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10, 11. Then you have what is called Undwadash. Undwadash means, Dwadash is 12. Undwadash means the halfway point between 11 and 12. So you get 11 and a half, and then Dwadash Masik. Dwadash Masik refers to the 12th month. So this is the Shraddha that is done on the occasion of such. Why perform this? Why is it important to do the rites? Nowadays, and not nowadays, but all days, we always have freedom of what we want to do and what we don't want to do. Remember, God doesn't compel anybody to do anything. Our dharma is not like that. God doesn't compel you to do. What God does is outlines to you the different path or marga. You then have to choose. But based on the choices that are made, you will also inherit the effect of those choices. Sometimes some families say this is wasting time. There is no need to do these things. These are antiquated and outdated ceremonies. So be it. If that is the family's choice, then so that is well within their right to choose that. But also, there is a twofold effect of that. The one who has chosen that, their souls will also benefit from that choice, as well as the departed soul. So if I were to say, and let me give you a case, an example. My father, when he lived, he always say, he don't want no rites. So don't perform any rites for him when he dies. That's your father's choice. That's my father's choice. I can do that. But is that what the Lord has outlined? It is not. What the Lord has ordained through the scripture is what has to be followed. My father's dying wish, if it is in coherence with what is described in the scriptures, then I do. But if it is not in coherence with it, that desire becomes nishpal. Nishpal means it becomes fruitless. Now, if I choose to honor that obligation, then so be it. But there will be a twofold consequence to my father's soul and to my soul, because I have chosen a part of adharma, or what is not. And that's something I think we miss sometimes. In our emotion and our grief, we are so, we quickly want to do what they want. But in doing what they want, it must also be in keeping with what is described in the scriptures. So if that is a request, that is a request. We all have requests. If I go and I tell the Prime Minister $1 million in the morning, think he give it? Think he give it, right? And if I die with that request, I'll call the Prime Minister and say, my father died, but he had a last request. He wanted $1 million. You're laughing and I laughing. It's not happening. It's a request that is unreasonable. So it's the same thing. When, especially upon death, follow what is ordained in the scriptures. And this is what you have been doing. So this is what is recommended. When the Jivatma reaches the 6th month, now how does it get there? When the Jivatma receives, so Jivatma is something like if I were to describe it for you, Atma is like light, like the diya. See how the diya is? How that flame is? So Atma, you can think of soul or something. Around that soul has bodies. The physical body, this body here is one body. So when this body is shed, the Jivatma remains, but another body has to be provided for it. That body is called Vayu Sharid. It's called a body that is made out of air, which is impossible for us to visualize with the eye, but its presence is felt. So when I would have started, Ihaloke Paritajya Gatosi. In Sanskrit, what I am saying, Iha, here. Ihalok, this spot. Lok means this spot. Ihaloke Paritajya, wherever you are, leave it. Come here. Ihaloke Paritajya. Gatasa Manasa Vayu Rupena. Move with the speed of my mind. So your thoughts travel, that's the speed that they move in. Ehaloke parityagatose manasa vayupe kushe tvam biniyojaye. Kushe, kush grass, tvam, you. You receive whatever touches this kush grass. It is for your benefit. And that's basically what I am saying in Sanskrit. Same thing. So the language does cause a barrier, yes, if you don't have but we have the understanding of the language. So when we guide, so this is what you do. So at this juncture, the 6-month juncture, enveloped around that Vayu body now, that airy body, it reaches to a juncture that is called the Baitarani. It has 16 stops to make before it gets to know its true destiny. So we follow a pattern of the lunar calendar. The lunar calendar is according to the movement of the moon. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, January to December is solar calendar calculations. So the assumption there is that a day is fixed at 24 hours. So from Sunday night, midnight, tonight, to Monday night, midnight, that's one day, 24 hours. A moon calendar does not work like that. It also takes into account lunar days. So it has something called a lunar day. It takes into account something called a lunar day. But unlike in a solar day, where it can be, it's fixed at 20, a lunar day, a day according to the movement of the moon, could be 27, 28, 29 hours, it could be 16 hours. Each lunar day is called a tithi, and that's what we use to determine our festivals. So Diwali is the new moon, or the 15th tithi in the month of Kartik. That's how we determine our festivals. That's how we determine the beginning and the end of Navratri. Our Muslim brothers uses the same calendar to determine the point of Ramadan. They use the same lunar calendar. So Muslim, the Islamic calendar and the Hindu calendar is the same calendar. In fact, what they call Eid, or the night of Eid, when the month of Ramadan has elapsed, we refer to as the Chaut moon. Yep, the Chaut moon. When the moon is born after the new moon, that's called Chaut. After the full moon, that's called the Chaut moon. That's the same thing that we refer to. So it's similar, very, very similar. And that's what you do here. So everything that is done for the elevation of the Jivatma. And it's most important. I think this is the point that you realize how much your family love you. Understand? Because when somebody is gone, that person fades from our memory and our thoughts. But when a family can do all of this so long after, it truly shows the dedication to the soul that has left. And that's what you do for your sister. That's a great blessing. Asha doesn't have any sons, but brothers can do for sisters. A brother can do a sister's arti even if the sister is smaller. We share karmic bonds. So a brother can give his sister money, but he's not supposed to take money from she. That includes lending. If you lend she, don't ask back for it. Sisters, if you're hearing me, remember. A brother gives a sister, and there's one premise for that. That premise is based upon the fact that if a sister is older, and a brother is married, and the sister is unmarried, the brother and his wife can do kanyadan for his older sister. So he becomes like father, although he is younger to her. That's why brothers do sister's arti. Sister is considered to be puchni. They are worshipable. So that's what you have done. This is a great, great blessing for a brother to do the rites of his sister, tantamount to that of his son. So what you have done is indeed very blessed. May Bhagwan bless you tremendously. Hari Om. Krishna Krishna Kripalu Tvam Magati Nam Gater Bhava Sansarnavamagnanam Pratsita Purushottama Atase Pushpa Sankasham Pitavasa Samachyutam Nirnamasyanti Govinda Natesham Vidyate Bhayam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Offer Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Right, rest it right on top and bow some. Right, supind. Om Shri Parameshwaraya Namo Namaha. And take her name. No, mother no. It's in there. Don't worry, I will figure it out. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Pretasya Vipretatva Nivantam Kashyap Gotra Vyasmat Pitamahi Prapitamri Prapitami Ganga Yamuna Saraswati Surupai Sahab Samriti Karasradham Maham Karishye. Say Om Krishna Arpanam. Touch there. Right. Om Amok Gotra Yamok Preta Sapindikarnashad Idam Kushasanam Mayadieto Ihaloke Parchato Gato Se Manasava Yudopina Kushe Twam Biniyojaya. Om पूषासनं पितॄनावाहयिष्ये अध्यमुखगोत्रमुप्रेता सपिण्डीकरणा सारिकते पिंडो मया diyate tavopatishtam. First one. Yeah, turn. Yeah. And then. Yeah. Yeah, Aji, you know she name? She died, right? Right. Prapitamahi edamasanam ekate swadha Brit Prapitamahi edamasan te swadha. And great and Om Asmat Brit Prapitamahi idamasanam ekate swadha namaha. Right. Water. Om Sapindi Karanashad Kashyap Gotraya Mukpreta Sapindi Karanashad Idam Nidam Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam Amuk Gotranam Asmata Prapitamahi Brit Prapitam Bindu Paridam Nidam Tebhyah Swadha Namaha Payaha Pratavyam Payo Kadesho Payo Dibhyantarikshe Payoda Payaha Swati Pradisha Santu Mahyam Payaha Snanante Mayadiyate Tavo Patishtitam Mayadiyate Tavo Patishtitam Sri Paramatmane Namo Namaha Payaha Pratavyam Mamo Gotranam Asmat Prapitamahi Brit Prapitamahi Idam Niram Pindo Paritebhyah Swadha Namaha Idam Niram Pindo Paritebhyah Swadha Namaha Pitrebhyah Swadhaebhyah Swadha Namaha Prapitamahebhyah Swadhaebhyah Swadha Namaha Brit Prapitamahebhyah Swadhaebhyah Swadha Namaha Om Idam Niram Tebhyah Idam Niram Pindo Parimaya Diyate Sapindi Karnashad Idam Niram Pindo Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtatam Om Asmat Gotran Amok Gotranam Asmat Pitamaha Prapitamahi Brit Prapitamahi Idam Niram Tebhyah Swadha Namaha Yova Shivasha Paravitagat Sustrayan Bhavati Jayamanah Tam Dhirasa Kavaya Unayanti Swadyo Manasa Devayanta Vasram Murna Chadam Vasram Pindo Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtam Pindo Paritebhyah Swadha Namaha Om Kashyap Gotrasya Asha Preta Sapindi Karna Shadidam Gandam Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtam Amok Gotranam Asmat Prapitamahi Brit Prapitamahi Idam Gandham Tebhyah Swadha Namaha Idam Akshanam Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtam Idam Akshatam Tebhyah Swadha Namaha Sapindi Karana Shradam Idam Pitripriyam Bringarajapatram Dhunvankar Sahita Pindo Parimaya Diyate Te Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtatam. Yep. Om Amuk Gotraya Asmat Gotranam Kashyap Gotraya Asmat Gotranam Idam Vastram Idam Pitripriyam Bringarajapatram Dhunvankar Pindo Paritebhyah Swadha Namaha Ashvatevo Nishadanam Paramevo Vasatishkrata Gobhajit Kilasat Yatsanavata Om Idam Sradam Sapinda Karna Shradam Shweta Pushpam Pindo Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam Sapindi Karna Asmat Gotranam Prapitamahi Brit Prapitamahi Idam Shweta Pushpam Pindo Parimaya Tebhyah Swadha Namaha Dhupoyam Deepayam Tebhyah Swadha Namaha Deepayam Pindo Parimaya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam Agner Jyotir Agne Swaha Suryo Jyotihi Surya Swaha Agner Varcho Jyotir Varchaha Swaha Suryo Varcho Jyotir Varchaha Swaha Suryo Jyotihi Surya Swaha Om Kashyap Gota Sapindi Karna Shardham Annamaya Diyate Om Payasam Tulsi Patram Sahita इदं नैवेदं पिन्दोपरि मया दीयते पिन्दोपरि तेभ्यः स्वधा नमः। ॐ इदं फलं मया देव स्थापितं पुरतस्तव तेन मे। ॐ पितृभ्यः स्वधायेभ्यः स्वधा नमः। प्रपितामहेभ्यः स्वधायेभ्यः स्वधा नमः। अक्षन् पितरो मे मदन्धपितरो ते त्रिपन्थपितरः शुन्धध्वम्। श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। ॐ या पलिनीरापला पुष्पयाश पुष्पने बृहस्पतिर्प्रसूतान् नो मुञ्च त्वग्वं हसः। श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। द्रव्यं दक्षिणं तेभ्यः स्वधा नमः। नौकट। ॐ नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे। नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे। नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे। नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे। ॐ कश्यप गोत्राय आशा प्रेता प्रतिपिंड शकलम अस्मत् प्रपितामय पिंडेह संयोजयिष्ये। ये समाना समनसो जीवा जीवेषु मामकाः। ते का ग्वं श्रेमय कल्पितामस्मिन् लोके शतग्वं समाः। कश्यप गोत्राय आशा प्रेताय द्वितीय पिंड शकलम द्वितीय पिंड शकलम पिंडेन सह संयोजयामि। ये समाना समनसो जीवा जीवेषु मामकाः। ते का ग्वं श्रीमय कल्पितामस्मिन् लोके शतग्वं समाः। पिंडस्ते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम्। कश्यप गोत्राय आशा प्रेताय पिंड शकलमस्मत् बृद् प्रपितामह पिंडेन सह संयोजयामि। ये समाना समनसो जीवा जीवेषु मामकाः। ते का ग्वं श्रीमय कल्पितामस्मिन् लोके शतग्वं समाः। ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमो नमः। Right, wash your hands. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Wash your hands. Om Ayodhyavasi Ram 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 Dasharath Nandan Ram Patita Pavan Janaki Jeevan सीता मोहन राम। पतित पावन जानकी जीवन सीता मोहन राम। ओम अस्मत् गंगा स्वरूपण्य प्रत्यवने निक्षते स्वधा पयोधारा जलोधारा स्वधा। ओम अत्य अस्मत् सरस्वती स्वरूपिण्यै प्रत्यवने निक्षते स्वधा नमः। ओम अस्मत् यमुना स्वरूपिण्या प्रत्यवने निक्षते स्वधा नमः। नमो वः पितरो रसाय नमो Shoshaya namo apitaro. Jivaya namo apitaro. Swadaya namo apitaro. Godaya namo apitaro manyave. Namo mataro mataro magrinda mataro datto shato mataro deshmai taddu mataro vasaha. एक बार बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. शरणम ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Now we have, of course, as I was sharing with you before, the gift of a cow is considered to be very, very great in our dharma. How does it translate to helping the soul when you give a cow in this life? Bhagwan affords the merit of what is given to the soul. That's most important. If one of my relatives die and after they die they are given the Shakunya medal gold, it's still, although they would not get the medal, but it's given to their name. When you write a check, you give the money. And somebody writes a check for you and you collect a check for $5,000 and that piece of paper has what? You tell any bank knows you very well? No, the signature, yes. The signature. Signature is what is used. So just as the check represents not the physical money, but it's a representation, and so to the cow is considered to be the same. So upon the 6-month journey, there is what is called the Baitarini. There are 16 cities to be traversed according to the teachings of our scriptures. And when the Jivatma, it has to spend 12 months in movement. When it gets to the 6th month junction, there is a great river that has to be traversed. That is called Baitarini. And hence the name of this ceremony is called Bandara Gow Dhan. Or Bandara Gow Dhan, G-O-W. Or G-A-U. Bandara Gow Dhan. So this is become, what is the importance of all of these things? Purpose of birth in this world is to burn karma. So whatever wrong we have done in our past lives and we incur in this life, that has to be burnt out at some juncture. And this is what this is done for. Panch Godan ko dan sankalp yaha alag alag likha ke rahe hain. There are 5 different types of dan, Gaudan that is given. This morning, of course, we do the one that is called Baitarini. The one that is called Baitarini for transit of the soul. का दान दिया जाता है और मोक्ष प्राप्ति के लिए है. It gives, of course, यम मार्ग को स्थित घोर बैतरणी नदी के पार करने लिए, along the pathway, whatever perils have to be encountered at the river that is called Baitarini, it is given. For the gift of the cow, one gets a chariot that is able to ferry them across such. So this is the blessing, of course, of doing the Godan this morning. So as we take a few minutes to prepare and to perform that, and those of you who would like to see, I think from there everybody should be able to see. Those of you who can come across closer to the side, and we'll have the performance, of course, of the Vaitarini. Basically, it involves worshipping the divine cow. The cow for us, Gau Vishwasya Matara. In Vedas it is said, Gau Vishwasya Matara. Cow is mother of the universe. There's a beautiful story in the Devi Bhagavatam. In the beginning of time, when Sri Krishna came upon the earth, he wanted, and he had the desire, of course, to expand the species, and he pulled from his rib. It's a story that is equivalent in the biblical tradition, but from his rib he pulled, the left side of his rib he pulled a bone, and that bone became the cow. So the cow is considered very sacred for us as Hindus, and that statement sums it up. Gau Vishwasya Matara. The cow is considered universal mother. Never should we desecrate the cow. Worse yet, should we commit the act of slaughtering or partaking in the flesh of cow. This is tantamount, of course, to Mahapatak for us. Mahapatak means grave sin, unforgivable sins. Amongst the unforgivable sins that exist, Baitarini is the slaughtering of a cow. Yeah. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murali He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murali He Nat Narayana Vasudeva. Groups, if you're across on that side to that side, you got to gain back upon that platform. He Nat Narayana Vasudeva. Om. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Paramatmane Namo. Grass up? They need some grass. Alright, so for Sankalp. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ready? All set? Om Vishnu 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 Paramatmane Purushottam Brahmano Dvitiya Paradeshu Shvetavad Kalpe Vaivasvat Manvantare Ashtavanchate Kaliyuge Kalipratam Pratam Charanam Bhuloke Jambu Dvipe Trinadadeshasya. Take care. Aneka Janma Janmarti Gyata Gyata Kait Vachik Mansik Sangrata Samparata Nibrita Purvakam Akshveda Sthiti Purnam Om Bhaya Vaitarani Nadi Tarana Kamanaya Om Supuj Yatha Shakti Alankrataय Durda Devata Vaitarani Gabhya Danam Aham Kadishye. Say Om Sri Krishna Arpanam. This is for to remove the fears of the Vaitarani Godan. You offer this. Put it on her head. Rest it on her head. It will fall off. That's okay. And now you begin puja. Take rice church. Yeah. Take our flowers first. There are 84 classes of devatas that are located throughout the course of the body of the cow. Each one has to be invoked. Om Iravati Denumatihi Bhutagam Suvasini Manavadashasya Vyaskam Mannarodase Vishnave Dadhyartam Pratavim Abhito Mayukhya Swaha. Right? Off on her head. Right? And now horn. Two sides. Brahma Vishnu Mam Shringamole Sarvatitebhyo Namah. Forehead. Mahadeva Namah Shiromade Mahadeva Vayami. Lalate, the top here. Om Gaude Namaha Gaude Mavahiyami. Nostrils. Om Kammalashwarabhyam Namaha Nasumbhyo Namo Namaha. Ears. Om Ashvinabhyam Namaha Karnodashna Vahiyami. Eyes. Shashkira Bhaskarabhyam Netra Shashivaskarabhyami. Vahiyami. Teeth. Om Sarvabhave Namaha. Vayuma Vahiyami. Mouth again. Vadunaya Namaha Jipayam Namaha. Mouth again. Om Saraswatyaya Namaha. Omkara Saraswati Mavahiyami. The cheeks, two sides. Om Masapakshabhyam Namaha Gandhu Masapakshavami. Oto, lips. Om Sadyadvadaya Namaha Oshte Sadyaya Namaha. Gale, neck. Indraya Namaha Galimavahiyami. The top here, shoulder. Om Rakshanebhyo Namo Namaha. Heart on the left side of the belly. Sadhyabhyo Namo Namaha Hridaya Sadhya. Forelegs. Om Dharmaya Namaha. And then the hoofs. Gandharvebhyo Namaha Pannagayebhyo Namaha Apsarabhyo Namaha. Abahiyami Stapiyami. Pite, where the tail and the... Once he's finished that, where the tail and the body joins. Ekadash Rudrabhyo Namo Namaha Prishtam. The two big joints at the back. Vasubhyo Namaha Sarva Sandesho. Right? like almost by the waist. Pitrebhyo namo namaha, puche, the bushy part of the tail. Somaya namo namaha, Dvadashaditya namo namaha. From the top of the head across the spinal column. Sudadashmi bhyo namaha, Keshesho namo namaha. Where the gobar and the urine comes from. Om Gangayai namaha, Lakshmi namaha, Lakshmim Gangavayami stapiyami. And where the milk come from. Saraswate, Narmadayai, Vachnyayai. Avahyami, Tapiyami. Just throw some on your body. Trayasta, Shatisota, Kote, Devatabhyo namaha. On the underneath of the belly where it's shaped like the base of the earth. Pratabhyaya namaha. Chaturabhyaya namaha. Kamadev, right. Good. And now puja. Kamadevebhyo namo namaha. Wash foot first. Saurebhya sarvahete pavitra papana shibragramaya datam padam trailokavandite avahita devata sayadaya. Savatsaya. Om Savataya. Gave namaha padam samarapayami. Om dehashtiti rudrani shankarasya sada priyadhena rupena sa devi mama papam vyapotam. Ya Lakshmi sarvabhuteshu ya devi shashtata dhenu rupena sa devi mama papam vyapohato. Sarvadeva maya papam sevadamaskrite toyamahi tat sukasparsham snanartam pratigrahyatam achmanyam samarapayami. Om Sri, including Twang Sri Paramat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murali. He Nata Narayana Vasudeva Yuvasha Vasha Parvita Gatsu Stren Bhavati Jayamana Tam Vedasa Kavayamuriyanti Swadyo Manasa Devayantaha. Alankar, all of the boys are letting us on fish eat. Just stay quiet. Om Vastram Upavastram Samarapayami. And now all of the beautiful adornments and decorations that come with it. Sringabhushanartam Swarna Sringam Charanabhushanartam Raupyaskuram Kantabhushanartam Ghantam Dohanartam Kansapatram Sarvalankarartam Yatha Shakti Drabyam Samarapayami. Sringabhushanartam means for her horn. Charanabhushanartam means for her feet. Raupyakuram means upper and lower leg. Kantabhushanartam means for the neck. Ghantam refers to the bell that is around her neck. Kansapatram means any type of vessel and so forth that is there. Sarva Alankar Artham means any type of adornment that is given, gold and so forth, whatever the family. Yatha Shakti. Most important in these rites is what the family can afford. There is no imposition. Sensitive. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murali. He Nata Narayana Vasudeva. Yep, eyes open. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Take that glass and take that close. Which glass? Which glass? श्री परमेश्वराय नमो नमः। आवाहना देवताय गवे नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुराली हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। Just leave out the back legs. Leave out the back legs. Leave it out. Put in the sack. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Paramatmane Namo Namaha. Yanikanyaya Namo Namaha. Sri Parameshwaraya Namo Namaha. कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है, ऐसे श्री भगवान को, ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम है, बारंबार प्रणाम है। कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है, ऐसे श्री भगवान को, ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम है, बारंबार प्रणाम है। ओम श्री परमेश्वरा पुष्पमाला मया दीयते तवो श्री परमात्मने पुष्पमाला जातिपात चंपानि पुष्पानि गंगेन सर्वविघ्न प्रणश्रीं देव धूमभूतं गोत्रतेन समन्वितं प्रयाचे महाभागे धूपोऽयं च प्रतिगृह्यतां साचं च वर्ति संयुक्तं वैनायोजितं मया दीपं गृहाण देवेश त्रैलोक्य तिमिरापहम्। ओम ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्माविद ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मा कर्मा समाधिना। टच। पुष्पंजलिभ्यो नमो नमः। गोभ्यो यज्ञ प्रवर्तन्ते गोभ्यो देव समुट्टः तेभ्यो वेद समुत्कीर्णा संग परक्रमाय। Ashta Drabyani, these 8 different types of gifts that are given. Common what you get in a siddha, what we refer to as a siddha. Om Vishnu 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 Yato Kaguna Vishesha Vashishtaro. Take Asha's name. Shastrokta Palapradvara Paramesha Priti Vishnu Loka Prapti Prajapati Devata Tilam Nishkrabadavyam Mahabhairvalohamam Agni Devata Swaranam Banaspati Devata Karapasa Drabyam Soma Devatya Lavanam Prajapati Devatam Saptadhanya Drabyam Rudragamam Gonishkadrab Etani Ashto Vastuni Gotraya Shubram Brahmin Namaham Karishe. Say Om Krishna Arpanam. Right. Om Sri Paramatmane Namo Namaha. Yep. Put on the both sides, yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Sri Parameshwaraya Namo Namaha. Sri Paramatmane Namo Namaha. And then, perhaps most important, is the tarpan that has to flow from the tail of the sacred cow. This is what actually gives the merit when it is done to the departed souls. Give me fig. The flowers, all the fruit. She go eat all the fruit. I mean. Right. Yes. Om Vishnu Sripyatam Rudra Sripyatam Prajapatim Sripyatam Vanaspate Sripyatam Rishya Sripyantam Sadhya Sripyantam Marurgana Sripyatam Graha Sripyantam Nakshatrani Sripyatam Yoga Sripyantam Rashi Sripyantam Vasudha Sripyantam Ashuna Sripyantam Yaksha Sripyantam Rakshani Sripyantam Matra Sripyantam Rudra Sripyantam Pisacha Sripyantam Suparna Sripyantam Pashava Sripyantam Danavaya Sripyantam Yoga Sripyantam Lokapala Sripyantam Nada Sripyatam Jantava Sripyantam. Not. Om Shri Paramatmane Namo Namaha. Om Marichi Sripyatam Angira Sripyatam Atri Sripyatam Pulastya Sripyatam Krato Sripyatam Vashishta Sripyatam Brigu Sripyatam Narada Sripyatam Sanaka Sripyatam Sanandan Sripyatam Tripyatam Sanadan Sripyatam Sripyatam Kavala Sripyatam Sripyatam Asudi Sripyatam Srambodha Sripyatam Sram Panchashika Sripyatam. Right, and south now. Let go the tail, let go the tail. It is need to move the tail. Right. Take your time. Right, and for south now. For the divine Pitris. Kabibadhanal Sripyatamidam Sadalam Jalam Gopuchodakam Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Soma Sripyatamidam Sadam Gopuchodakam Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Yam Sripyatamidam Sadam Gopuchodakam Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Arima Sripyatamidam Sadalam Jalam Gopuchodakam Tebya Swadanama Tebya Swadanama Tebya Swadam Agnishvata Padara Sripyatamidam Gopuchodakam Tebya Swadanama Tebya Swadanama Tebya Swadam Om Somabhabdara Sripyatamid Gopuchodakam Tarpaya Sadya Tebya Swadana Tebya Swadanama Varishira Padara Sripyatam Salam Gopuchodakam Tebya Swadanama Tebya Swadanama Tebya Swadanama. Your father is alive? Father is alive? Yeah, Asha father. Take name. Gopu Asmat Pita Gopuchodakam Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Swadana Aja Pitamaha Moksharma Idam Satram Gopuchodakam Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Swadanama. Great Aja Prapitamaha Idam Satram Gopuchodakam Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Swadanama. Mother is alive. Mother-in-law. Their Aji, grandmother died. Asha grandmother. Yeah. Om Pitamahidam Satkam Gopujakam Tasya Swadanama Tasmai Sada. Om Pitamahi Amokrodrovedam Satkam Gopujakam Tasya Swadanama Tasya Swadanama Tasya Swadanama. Nana, your mother, father, beta. Om Asman Matam Idam Satam Gopujakam Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Sada. Asmat Pramatam Gopujakam Rudropadam Satam Gopujakam Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Sada. Asmat Pramatam Gadita Rupa Satam Idam Satam Gopujakam Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai Swadanama Tasmai. Nani? Atmat Matami Vasurupa Idam Satam Gopujakam Tasya Swadanama Tasya Swadanama Tasya Swadana Pramatami Devi Rudroso Idam Satam Gopujakam Tasya Swadanama Tasya Swadanama Tas Brit Pramatami Devi Adita Rupa Idam Satam Gopujakam Tasya Swadanama Tasya Swadanama Tasya Swadana. For your sister Asha Bhagini Idam Sutalam Gopuchodakam Tasya Swadanama Tasya Swadanama Tasya Swadanama. Any of Asha brothers or sisters died? Everybody still alive? Father brothers, beta. How much? Pitri brata idam satalam gopuchodakam tasmai swadanama tasmai swadanama tasmai. Father, sisters. How much? Died? Pitri bhagini idam satalam jalam gopuchodakam tasyai swadanama tasyai swadanama tasyai swadanama. Mother brothers? Matulya, Tasyai Swadhanama, Tasmai Swadhanama. Mother sisters died. Matri Bhagini, Gopuchurakam, Tasyai Swadhanama, Tasyai Swadhanama, Tasyai Swadha Namaha. Own Asha siblings, brothers or sisters? No? Okay. Anybody now on Asha's side that your brother's in there? Father-in-law, your father is alive? Mother is alive. Everybody else covered? Anybody else that you all accustomed doing for that I did not call? On both sides, on your side as Asha's side as well. No? That's it? Any sister-in-laws, brothers-in-law? No? Alright. Keep going. Matripishta ye kicha pitrapaksha garuda shashubandhanam lokesha samudbha. Yome kule. In the Homan family, Luptapinda putrva vrijata. If rights were not the family. Kriyalopa gata cheya jatavanta pankava. May those benefit from this water. Virupo ama garbhasya gyatya kulima. If anybody in my family is reborn in this earth and they are embodied forms that cannot move, te sarvitrapimantu gopucha, may these waters liberate them. Brikshayoni paravatvam gatasyaye. If their souls are reincarnated in my family in the form of trees and so forth, pashiyoni che kitapatangava, any type of animal, freedom, O Lord, from these waters. Te sarvitrapimantu gopucha, narakera mahada shangstita. If any of my family members are inhabiting the lower regions of your creation known as the hellish regions, they have to undergo torments. Freedom, Lord, from this water. If any of my family members would have taken their own lives and by hanging, by strangling, all of these Sarve Manava Naga, and because of such those souls roam eternally, may these waters freedom. Gopuchodak Tarpanai, Abrahmastarpayantam, in your creation, Lord, Devarishi Pitri Matrapansarabhasrab Kocho, wherever they are, grant them the blessings of receiving of these waters. All Jalecha Bhui, Devasudastata Yakshigandavarakshas Pisach Guhya, Kushman Kaga, Jalecha Bhuivada Shajandava Tripin Pudanvashu, Mandir Amna Kilaha. All. Right. Very good. Anana Yatha Shakti Nena. Right, finish. Sankalp now. I have to come for that one. Bamboo grass, where did we eat that? We got fire grass.
All Four shares and remain share. One unicorn, one share of the other, and small and
Sizzle. How much sizzle? You want me to sizzle?
yeah, you could tie back in.
Sizzle this.
Yeah, Robin.
Stop them from hand. Damaging this up.
You could come now. Come now, leave and come now. Yeah, before the rain come now.
Can I share across it?
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। पितु मातु स्वामी सखा हमारे, पितु मातु स्वामी सखा हमारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। अधर पे बंसी हृदय में राधे, बट गई दोनों में आधे आधे। अधर पे बंसी हृदय में राधे,
ओम श्री कृष्ण चंद्र महाराज भ्यो नमो नमः। गंधम समर्पयामि, पुष्पम समर्पयामि। ओम साजं च वर्ते संयुक्तं वैनायोजितं मया, दीपहं गृहाण देवेश त्रैलोक्यतिमिर्यापहम्। ओम श्री कृष्णं कुशलं करोतु भवतां, दीपं दर्शयामि। ओम हस्तपक्षालं समर्पयामि। ओम ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्माविर ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं, ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मा कर्मा समाधिना। Right? Touch it by and touch to your forehead 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Good. Put some prasad. Om Naivedyam Grihitam Deva Bhaktim Meha Chalam Kuru. Itam Me Varam Dehi. One book. Naivedyam Grihitam Meha Chalam Kuru. Ixitam. And then flowers and tulsi leaves. Om Sri Parameshwaraya Namo Namaha. Alright, good. And put some in the fire. Om Pranaya Panaya Bhyanaya Udanaya Namo Namaha. Swaha. Alright, good. Give him. Yeah. Wipe your hands. And take in hands. The gift of the Gita, of course, considered to be very, very great. Its chanting is tantamount to liberation for the soul, and it also affords any type of mistakes that we may make from time to time. Vishnu to Vishnu to Vishnu, Kashyap Gotra Utpan, Amuk Naam, take your name. Kashyap Gotrasya Mama Bhagini, your sister name. Amuk Naam, Adhya Shradhe, Akshar Swargottam Loka Prapti, Etani, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Saupuskaram, Yatha Suvardna Sahita, Brahman Tubhyam, Vibhajya Datum Utsrije, Om Gita Ganga Chagayatri, Sita Satya Saraswati, Brahma Vidya Brahmavali, Tri Sandhya Mukti Gehini, Ardhamata Chidananda, Bhavagni Bhayanashini, Vedatri Padananta, Tatvarta Gyan Manjari. Say Om Sri Krishna Arpanam. That's it, Amrita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Take in hands. And ask of Bhagwan, of course, through the recitation of part of Gita, that may Bhagwan afford liberation. Blessed are souls who have these done for us. It's important, of course, that, as I mentioned before, that we pay extreme care and give consideration to what happens to our loved ones after they die. So we ask of Bhagwan, of course, through the recitation of this Gita, to bless the souls. Om Partaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatana Ranena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhi Mahabharatam Advaitam Datavarshanim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhayanim Ambatvam Anusaddharami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshnim. Let's all clasp hands, close eyes and bow our heads as we offer salutations to the feet of Sri Krishna, and we ask humbly of the Lord to bless the soul of Asha ji. Vidya is her proper name, but wherever Asha's soul is, of course, may Bhagwan grant her great blessing and take that soul into oneness. Bhagwan uvacha urdvamolam madashakam ashyatam praudabhyam chandansi yasya padanani yastam veda saveda veta adashtodam prasita sisa shaka gunavabridya vashaya pravala adishamoolanusandhatani kadmanu bandini manushaloke narupamasya tata upalabhyate nanto nachardina cha sampratishtata ashwatamenam subiramolam asangasastarena dhritena chitva tata padam tat parimartha gitabhyam yasmin gatana nivartanta bhoya tameva chadam budakam prapadye yataha pravrti prasita purani na tadvasite sudo na shashango na pavaka yadgatva na nivartante taddam paramam mama. Om iti guhyatam shastram idam muktam maya nagaha etad buddhva buddhimanasya kritakratasya bharata. Om tatsatiti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Sambhare Purushottam Yogo Nam Panchadashodhyaya. Bhagwan describes, of course, that the soul that resides inside each and every one of us, it is a particle of his own being. It is no other. In the 7th sloka of the 15th chapter, of course, he describes it very beautifully. Mamaevangsho Jivaloke. This Jivalok, this soul that is residing inside of here, give careful attention to it. Think of it through your actions, because when you leave the world, those actions is what will verily, of course, augur well for your welfare in the hereafter. May Bhagwan, of course, shower his choicest blessings upon the home and the family. And may Bhagwan elevate her soul into oneness with him. Gita Dhana Shilasya Pranayama Parasya Cha Nevihi Shampati Papani Purva Janma Kritani Cha. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki, Umapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Offer a bit. Good. And the Havan. Come close by.
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी
Om Vishnave Namaha Swaha. Om Madhusudanaya Namaha Swaha. Om Gadadharaya Namaha Swaha. Om Vamanaya Namaha Swaha. Om Shridharaya Namaha Swaha. Om Namo Narayan Namaha Swaha. Om Kalaya Namaha Swaha. Om Purushaya Namaha Swaha. Somrajaya Namaha Swaha. Kabhyavahaya Namaha Swaha. Pitch now. Om Kabhyabadhanal Pitare Swadha. Om Somasada Pitre Swadha. Om Sukalin Pitare Swadha. Om Yamaya Swadha. Om Barishada Pitre Swadha. Om Japa Pitre Swadha. Father name? Your father? Pita Swadha. Your Aja. Pitamaha Swadha. Great Aja. Prapitamaha Swadha. Mother is alive. Aji. Pitamahi Swadha. Great Aji. Prapitamahi Swadha. Your mother's father. Matamaha died. Matamaha Swadha. Pramatama, mother grandfather. Swadha. Mother great grandfather. Brit Pramatama Swadha. Mother's mother is alive. Matamahi Swadha. Pramatamahi Swadha. Brit Pramatamahi Swadha. For your sister, Asha. Take her name. Swadha. Any other brothers or sisters died? No? Father? Anybody else in the family? One for all of them. Sarva Pitre Swadha. Adima Pitre Swadha. And Pitribhya Swadha. And all into the fire. Om Hantate Sanakadish Manushya-bhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Vaso Pavitramasi Shatadaram Vaso Pavitramasa Sadaram Devashtava Savita Punato Vasato Bhyo Namo Namaha. Jai ek baar bolo Sri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Let's all stand for final aarti. Om Yani Kani Shapapani Janamantar Kritani Cha Tani Tani Vinashanti Pradakshanam Prade Pade. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare. Everyone. Bhakta Jano Ke Sangat Das Jano Ke Sangat Chanda me dur kare. Om Jai Jagadish Hare. Jo dhyaye phal pawe. Dukh bin se man ka. Swami dukh bin se man ka. Sukh sampati gar aave. Sukh sampati घर आवे. कष्ट मिटे तन का. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहूँ किसकी. स्वामी शरण कहूँ किसकी. तुम बिन और दूजा तुम बिन और न दूजा, आश करो जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम पूरन परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी। स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा। स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ावो, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश Hare. Right where we stand, we clasp hands, we close eyes, and we offer salutations to the Lord. We ask humbly today on behalf of the soul of the dear and departed mother of this home, a wife, a daughter, a sister, many relations, and the father as well of this home and family. May Bhagwan, may you continue, Bhagwan, to confer your divine grace upon such a soul. Now all we can offer to you, Lord, is our love and bhakti, our devotion. The rest is entirely up to your grace, O Bhagwan. Forgive us for any little wrongs that we do from time to time, and continue to shed your grace and your blessings upon us. That, O Prabhu, today may you elevate the soul into oneness with you. Om mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktihinam janardana yata pujitam maya deva paripurnam tadastu me. Om yadaksharam param brashtam matrahinam chadbhave tatsarvam chamyatam deva prasira parameshwara. Yasya smritya cha namoktya tapo yagyo kriyadesho nyonam sampuratam yate sadyo vande tamachyutam. Asato ma sadagamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorama amritam gamaya. And together all of us. Om tvameva mata cha pita tvameva tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Om shanti 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 Hari. Om Vaje Vaje Vajino Desha Brahmatartagya Se Madhvapyotamatrapta Yate Deyan Utishtantu Pitara Utishtantu Pitara Utishtantu Pitara Deva Sustanam Yantu. एक बार बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की, साधु के दंडवत सकल पंच की जय जय. Sitaram. Kindly take seats right where you sit, of course. Arti Prasad Panchamrit. And in a few moments, once we have performed the final placing of the bhojan outside, then we'll invite everyone, of course, to have lunch. God's blessings to you. That's long here. I want to thank everyone, of course, and the family for being here, for those who have joined us on the live stream, Kavita and Krishna this morning, for doing, of course, human service. We want to say God's blessings and continued support.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama,
जय राधा माधव